Good evening, Dr. Whalen. This is Jessica Tyler. I'm here to present my presentation over the stereotype of African American women. That's exactly what I did my paper over. So we will briefly get started. I had sent you an email link of my Prezi that I created for my presentation. So I hope you enjoy that. And I'm wishing you a wonderful Christmas. I'm sorry if this is running into my presentation time, but I did want to tell you that, and I really do appreciate you actually working with me for me going home and me about to going through surgery and stuff like that. So we will go ahead and get started. Also, I'm a little sick too, so I'm just kind of sucking on a cough drop. But the stereotype African American woman had very first started briefly during way back into the times of biblical days, from Adam and Eve going into slavery, going into the present life now. So I had first thought of something and I was like, it's very interesting to where how we are actually viewed. They were like, she's ghetto, she is too dark, and she is thick. See, these things that have actually been said nowadays come apart to this stereotype, and therefore our different African American women feel the need to actually be a part of this stereotype. So in my argument and in my position, I was mainly speaking of the positives and the negatives of the stereotype of African American women, because I am one myself. I am mixed with Indian, Indian and Irish and black, but I am predominantly black. So I've always wanted to know what was the different views of what they saw about African American women. Going into my next slide of my Prezi, if you're looking at it too, I went into portraying the past, which was Sharon M. Draper. There's this book that she had created called Copper Sun, in which portrayed the different areas of slavery, how African American women were built up from the bottom ground up, and their self-esteem was so lowered and so belittled because of how the slave master had treated them. So therefore, them being treated this way back in those days had created how African American women are actually portrayed nowadays, and only made it worse in a sense, because if we weren't treated that way in such a long past their age, things would probably be totally completely different. So that was the main foundation of African American women. Like African American women back in slavery times, and even before that, when in my paper when I spoke about the Jezebels and the different women that actually portray different attitudes, to where we actually see the reason why we have an attitude, or why we are called ghetto, or the reason why we're actually hardworking, and the reason why we're ambitious, and we actually try to go forth with our accomplishments, vice versa than always being conforming to the world. So that was one of the main point that I most definitely wanted to talk about. And then going into our into my other subject matter, being viewed, when we are actually being viewed today, we're being viewed as being littled as from Caucasian women. Like I've said before, the stereotype of African women has both been built up into a bigger issue. So that's why I wanted to enforce the truth about what everything is going on today. When we often get compared to how society is viewing us against other different cultures, and therefore African American women are on the lowest totem pole to even get jobs or to even get certified for things. We were late in times getting like in our 19th Amendment, being able to actually vote, for women period, to actually vote, but it was very frowned upon for African American women to actually vote. So all these things play a big role into why our personalities and our divine matter, purpose in life on this earth, is so controversial, because of the series of steps that have actually happened. And then of course, I wanted to kind of finish up with this, me speaking upon, of course, my argument position, I'm kind of going against the stereotype because sometimes it could be a positive stereotype, but then again, when I speak upon like Oprah, when I speak upon Madam C.J. Walker, when I speak upon Rosa Parks, when I speak upon African American women that actually trying to do something with their life, they are going against the stereotype of not always being, so outlandish and bougie and always being boisterous and busty and stuff like that. Those things can truly hurt people because not everybody has to do those things just to get their point across. Not everybody has to do that to be an educated woman. So when somebody is looking at me upon that view, I'm like, wow, I guess I can't do anything to even be successful. So that's why I choose this topic about going against the stereotype. Now, there is very many concrete discipline things, like I said, with Sharon M. Draper, going with Copper Sun and the Society of the Basics of the Stereotypes. There's only so many things that you can actually speak upon about this, but what I'm saying is we fighting for equality will be the best thing because God had created everybody with a specific purpose on this earth, and no color should be looked upon higher than the other. So, with that being said, I do appreciate you actually listening to my video. I hope this actually will show you more of a better view of how I'm viewing the stereotype African American woman. I really do appreciate your time and your efforts and all your concerns. I do thank you for actually being concerned about me and my surgery. I know this isn't part of my presentation, but I just did want to address that again. So I really do appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any comments or concerns, you can please contact me whenever you need to. I'm available, and of course I will be staying in touch with you. So I appreciate this time that I have had, and I will see you soon, and I will talk to you again. Alrighty, thank you.